This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Shashina Rule. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, another group of young people are now highly trained and qualified to work in the ship repair business around the world, and that's thanks to the Grand Bahama Shipyard. Last night, the ship care facility held its 11th annual apprenticeship graduation at the Grand Lucayan Resort, and Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, delivered the keynote address. Sabrina Brown reports.
6 young men and women who completed 4 years of academic and technical training are now prepared to officially begin their careers at the Grand Bahama Shipyard. Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie congratulated the graduates and commended the shipyard for its efforts in helping to develop a more skilled workforce.
This is what can be described as a win-win situation, or put another way, an initiative that is mutually rewarding and beneficial both for the Grand Bahama Shipyard and for the students, and ultimately this effort will provide a skilled cadre of technologically trained persons who will move not only the Grand Bahama community forward, but the entire country as a whole.
The nation's leader challenging the young people to stay focused and always strive to do their best.
You have an opportunity to begin a career with a stable and reliable employer. You will now have an opportunity to prove yourself. You will now have an opportunity to be a breadwinner. You will have an opportunity to make your family proud. And you should not discount what you have been able to achieve these past 4 years.
Impressed with the training program, Prime Minister Christie said it is a model that can be used throughout the country. He also noted that the government is prepared to partner with the Grand Bahama Shipyard to provide opportunities for even more young Bahamians.
And I speak now to the Minister of Transport and Education as to whether or not, through an effective study towards a conclusion on the point that I'm about to make, that the government can speak to the shipyard about itself sponsoring, even matching that amount if the physical premises allow for a dozen people additionally to be trained. 12 recruits paid for by them, 12 recruits paid for by us.
The Prime Minister added that training is a key focus for many successful countries around the world.
This has been the model that has propelled many of the so-called Asian tigers, including China, Singapore, Malaysia, and now India, to the forefront of world economic and social status. They have perfected the perfect model of government and private sector cooperation, so as to ensure that they produce a skilled workforce that can be productive, competitive, and adaptable.
Special awards were presented to high achievers currently enrolled in the program. 55 apprentices have been employed by the Grand Bahama Shipyard to date. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Sabrina. Well, Acting President and Chief Operating Officer at the Grand Bahama Shipyard, Reuben Bird, said the 4-year program is significant to the overall development of the young people.
The apprenticeship program is an important development tool for us as we continue to train young Bahamians in this business of ship repair. While academic and practical training are important, our apprentices are also involved in many of our community service projects. That way we build character and leaders.
Well, a number of schools on Grand Bahama is open and ready to go for the new school year. As Italia Hall tells us, one local institution is pushing their students to aim for greatness this year.
Bishop Michael Allen School into day 2 of classes. Principal Anita Doherty says the goal this year is to get everyone engaged. She says at the end of the day, students are to be equipped with everything they need for the workforce and tertiary education.
And at the end of the year, when they leave us, they will be empowered to move out onto the workforce or to tertiary education. We started off really well. This morning we're having house meetings because one of the highlights of this school year will be the defense of our title at the Anglican Schools Festival.
BMES just recently celebrated their 50th anniversary, where past students came together from all over the world.
It solidified so many things for so many persons, the class chats now that are going on and the reconnections that persons would have made when really it was one of the happiest times of their lives.
Doherty adds that she is pleased with the examination results by students as well.
79 grade 12 students, and some 49 of them would have gotten C's and above, so they are college ready. And that is one of the things that we really aim for, that at the end of the day, our kids have all the tools that they need for the workforce or for tertiary education. My results in my junior school, BJCs, this year was a pilot program where we had our grade 7s take math BJC because some of them were really good. And so I'm really, really happy at the work that the math department did last year because of that 7th grade. 20 of them took the exam and I got 18 A's and 2 B's.
She says one of her expectations is for the school to become a green school.
One of the things, one of our major things is we want to become a green school. And so we did not achieve that full thing last year, and that is high on the agenda this year. And it is just to really let our kids be aware of the environment, all the things that they need to do to help us over the next decade.
Doherty says she wants the kids to gain all that BMES has to offer. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
In other news, police are reporting that on Thursday, September 3rd, 2015, shortly before 7 p.m., a concerned citizen in the Grand Bahama community turned in a firearm that was reportedly found in the 8 Mile Rock area. The firearm, a silver .380 pistol, along with 4 live rounds of ammunition, was found earlier that day. Now, the Royal Bahamas Police Force would like to encourage members of the Grand Bahama community to continue to partner with them in this fight against crime. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A Bahamian family is expressing confidence in the local economy as they invest millions of dollars to expand services on this island. Sabrina Brown has the details.
Western Air continues to spread its wings in the domestic travel sector. The company is preparing to unveil its new state-of-the-art 30,000 square foot facility, an investment of $6.5 million.
We get now an opportunity to really demonstrate how we truly want to treat our customers in terms of comfort, convenience, luxury. We wanted to make sure that we had a frequent flyer lounge, which will have all of your anything you can think of when it comes to snacks and drinks. We also will have the President's Club, and the President's Club is actually for our Platinum Frequent Flyer members, and these are individuals who are very loyal and fly with us at least 4 to 5 times a month. We have the Western Air's Kids Club, and this is essentially just a little playground area where we're going to have a mini cinema.
Vice President of Operations and General Counsel Shirexia Roll says as they roll out this modern terminal, operations will also be improved.
We are ensuring that we're closing flights on time. We're ensuring that our passengers coming in 2 hours ahead of time. So all of this is leading up to this opening, not just the terminal itself, but coming to a next phase of doing things more properly and more efficiently. And in terms of expanding the routes, that's something that we're looking forward to doing. We constantly have people requesting flights between Freeport and Marsh Harbor, as well as Freeport and Bimini, so we definitely look to relaunch those flights in the near future.
Now, while Western Air is focused on providing the highest quality of service to its customers, the company is also providing additional jobs for Bahamians.
That was one of my main focuses, that we need to get people working, and we definitely hired about 15 new individuals that have joined the Western Air team in Grand Bahama. So we're really proud of that, and we're actually very excited of who we have allowed to join our team.
Western Air will officially begin operations at its new terminal on Saturday. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
In other news, a local business entity is joining in to help meet the needs within the Grand Bahama community at the start of this new school year. Caribbean Tobacco Company on Oak Street is preparing to give back to some 200 children this Saturday in an effort to ensure that they can have a productive year ahead. Sales manager Samantha Archer says they're partnering with 2 key agencies in this venture.
We're giving back books, bags, pencil, etc. Toothpaste, toothbrushes, and everything. Just come on down and enjoy yourself. And mostly, like I said, I give some tickets to social services and urban renewal. And I'd like for those people who have those tickets to be the first persons to come down for those who really facing with tough times in their life.
Now, the giveaway will take place tomorrow on the grounds of Caribbean Tobacco Company beginning at 9 a.m. Meantime, the Friends Book Club on Grand Bahama is celebrating 10 years of inspirational reading among ladies in Grand Bahama and has set aside the month of September to give back to the community with a number of reading initiatives and book donations. The club has a total of 33 members, and founder of the club, Emil Simonet, says being a part of the club can be very beneficial, and she encourages others to make reading a part of their lifelong learning.
FRIENDS is the acronym for Friends, Reading, Instructing, Encouraging, Nurturing, and Developing Spiritually. The objectives of our Friends Book Club is to encourage the study of the Bible and other Christian spiritual books to ensure spiritual development and growth in our personal lives.
On September 5th, we have a giveaway of free books, and we're doing this at the food stores, Solomon's and Costrite. On September 6th, we're worshiping together at First Baptist. On September 7th, we're reading at the Old Folks Home. On September 8th, we're having an evening walk that concludes with reading.
Well, the Ministry of Education is also endorsing the club as well.
There'll be something for the men. Don't know if the Friends would like to take up that challenge. But as you know, reading is very, very important to education. And if parents are reading and adults are reading, I believe that it will trickle down.
And now it's time to ask the doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome. Bessie asked, Dr. Pratt, I have a granddaughter who is constantly worrying about the smallest things. She also seems unable to relax when performing normal day-to-day activities and sometimes suffer panic attacks when it is hard for her to catch her breath. She trembles and sweats. When she was younger, I just thought it was because she was shy and would eventually grow out of it. She's now a young woman and her behavior hasn't improved. Should I be worried? Thank you for your question, Bessie, and I understand why you're concerned about your granddaughter. What you are describing seems to be symptoms of social anxiety disorder, which I will discuss in this first segment. This is an anxiety disorder where the person has an excessive and unnecessary fear of social situations. Anxiety and self-consciousness develop from the fear of being criticized, judged, and closely watched by others. A person with this disorder is afraid that they will make mistakes, look bad, or be embarrassed in front of others. Their fear may become worse if they lack social skills or experience in social situations. As you said, Bessie, their anxiety can lead to panic attacks. As a result, the person may try to avoid social situations altogether. In many cases, the person is aware that the fear is unreasonable, but they are unable to overcome it. Without treatment, this disorder can interfere with one's normal daily routine, including work, school, social activities, and relationships. The good news is that treatment options are available. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we come back.
Hey everybody, it's Sports Time. I'm Ricardo Lightborn. Let me tell you, Pedro Clark down there in New Providence is celebrating tonight, and the drivers on route number 19. You guys need to go easy on the gas down there, okay? Executives of the Grandma Secondary School Athletic Association meeting this week to discuss the agenda for the 2015-16 sports year. Kimberly Mullings spoke with President Kenton Rowe to get an idea of exactly how they're going to look at sports once they start next week.
A schedule has been put together, and first sport on the list is volleyball starting mid-September, followed by softball, then the start of the basketball season in November, and before you know it, track and field come January, says GBSSA President Kenton Rowe.
Normally would start in March, mid-March, but because of the high school nationals moving up their dates and Carifta moving up their dates, we had to make our adjustments accordingly. So this year you would see a lot of high schools having their house sports in January, getting it out of the way before Island Sports in February.
Rowe says he's pleased with this adjustment. Last year, the Family Island schools were not prepared for the high school track nationals, which was held before a number of islands held their inter-island competitions, including Grand Bahama.
Here in Grand Bahama, we were kind of caught with our pants down in terms of them announcing the high school track and field date so late. Teams from Grand Bahama still competed, but we actually had to have our track and field meet after the nationals. So this year with notice, we can have our meet before the nationals, and our kids will be well prepared for that national meet. So we anticipate doing very well at those meets.
The sports year will wrap up with soccer beginning in March, with an aim to wrap up before final and national examinations beginning late May. Kimberly Mullings, Sedna Soul Sports.
Well, the school academic year officially is underway, and a message to our student athletes is you got to work hard, guys, every day. The Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini and Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Obi Wolscombe, during the Tabernacle Falcon celebration, as #1 school in sports power, stressed the importance of working hard and making a difference.
You decide the future. Our country's greatness is just about to begin to show the world, because we have so much to offer. Those who came before merely opened the doors. Now it's up to you. You're going to make a difference. And so I'm looking forward to watching you and seeing you prepare and watching you perform. And when you lose, that's okay. A loss does not mean you've ended the world. What a loss means is that I got some more work to do. And if you lose something, so what? Get up and do it again. In fact, we learned a long time ago there's nothing wrong with falling down. The problem is not getting back up.
Well, having all the awards, trophies says much about the talent of the Falcons athletes. Also shows the Falcons put in a lot of work to get the #1 spot on that poll.
The true reality of this life is nothing's perfect. If you think it is, you're making a mistake. Nothing's perfect. But the perfection is determined by the preparation and the work that you do. That choir can't sing if they don't rehearse. They can't sing if they don't prepare. You can't run track if you don't prepare. If you go out there and you train, you want to get fat, you see how fast you're going to move. You're not going to do well if you believe that your exams are just going to, well, I don't have to worry about it if you don't go home and study at nights. The truth is you've got to work, and you've got to work hard every day because you're working for your tomorrow.
Well, the Tabernacle Falcons are looking again to capture that #1 spot, especially with volleyball being the first sport on the school calendar. Well, September 24th to the 27th is the CAC Bodybuilding Championship in Atlantis. Yes, I'm in the gym getting ready. So are the Grand Bahama athletes. So when the region gets here, we can show them what stuff we got. The Central American and Caribbean Bodybuilding Championships is only days off, and the Grand Bahama competitors are in the gym working hard. Super heavyweight Bernard Davis is feeling pretty good about his preparation, and he says he'll be ready.
Based on experience, I learned it's best to just take your A game because you never know who's coming. You know, like last year, for example, it was a completely different lineup compared to the year before. So my experience is to just take your A game.
Performing at home at Atlantis makes a big difference, and now it's in the Bahamas' favor.
Makes a big difference because the traveling and all that, it takes a lot out of you. You know, traveling with food and all that, it really takes a lot out of you. So being right here is awesome. Couldn't get it better.
Andrew Speeding is back.